McClellan's power is frightening, Reg, and he's probably at the better stage of his career than Jackson. Oh, good right hand already.
There he is. Talk about the hitman from Detroit. This one is Gerald McClellan knocked out John McGarvey in London. Is he going to do it again against Julian Jackson, the man who knocked out Harold Graham? He looks as though he's not going to let go of this, and Joe Cortez, the referee, he's watching there very closely. He keeps getting near it, and McClellan won't let this fella off the hook.
He's not getting through cleanly. Jackson knows what he's trying to do. He was pushed over there. That wasn't a knockdown, Reg. That was a push. And Jackson's got his bits about him. I thought that was a push, Reg.
Yeah, I suppose he took some, obviously he took some punches, so the referee's going to also give him a rest, really. But that's a two-pointer, whatever happens now, down to Gerald McClellan from the Detroit now. Julian Jackson from the Virgin Isles. What a puncher he's proved in the past. Oh no, he's not going to get over this opening round, Jim. This really is a turn-up.
Well, that was certainly a knockdown, Reg, but still no real good clean shot landed on his chin, but he's not going to beat the count.
No, he's counted him out on his feet in the opening round. What a victory that. One of the best punchers in the business, Gerald McClellan. Now that's a middleweight to be reckoned with there, isn't it? No doubt about that. Got a big payday coming up with Roy Jones, I should think. Jim, have a look at the finish.
Well, McClellan always looked to have far too much power for Jackson. Didn't let him.
Benn's the people's champion, okay. Can he do it? Let's join our commentators, Jim Watt, and first of all, say good evening to Reg Guthridge.
Well, hello there. Pull up a ringside seat with us, and well, to beat an old cliche to death, these two have the old equaliser. 33 first-round wins. Now, you've been warned by Frank Warren and Don King, as we did last week with Frank Bruno, but his opponent, well, he couldn't stand up in a 15-mile-an-hour win, really. These two have had 16 title fights, can take it and dish it out. Ben, tremendous reception he's had here tonight, and he caged around like a lion there, roaring to get out. He really did. He's really fired up for this one, and he will need to be, because this is some puncher.
McClellan looking for him straight away, Reg. Right from the opening bell, he's looking for the finisher.
He's ducking very low, Jim, below the waistline, and he looks as though he's done him in the opening round, and we thought this might happen. That was why the odds were so big. Is he going to climb back? You can usually get a bit longer to get back from the canvas, more than 10, and he's going to. What a sensational start. We didn't expect Ben to go over this quickly, and I couldn't understand why he was propping himself on the ropes, a bit like wet laundry there for a second or two. This man is absolutely tremendous puncher. He's got to throw punches back now. Ben
should take another count, Reg. He should take another count until his head clears. Get back onto the one knee. Try and get that head clear. His legs are completely gone. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not defending. He's not attacking. He must take another count, get his head clear.
See, he's technically ducking below the waistline, which he's not allowed, but does it matter? I don't blame him. I'd try and jump on this fella's back. But what he's doing now, that's the only way he can, is to claim him. The French referee is pushing McClellan off, which won't please him too much.
The French referee has been very kind to Ben in this first round. He's given him a conveniently long count when he was out of the ring. He's trying to keep McClellan off, but this man will not be denied. Ben badly shaken.
He's supposed to be at the most dangerous when he's wounded, Ben. He's proved that in the past, but this fella's a little bit higher class than some of the. See how generally he's almost falling over as he turned away from the referee.
Ben is not dangerous here, Reg, because he's so badly stunned he can't get any leverage into his counter punches. See, nothing in that punch, off balance, his body weight is back. That was a better shot, but McClellan just takes it and comes back.
He's not generally known to the public at large, McClellan, but the bookmakers knew, didn't they? They bet from the head, not the heart.
Again, the referee being a little bit kind to Ben here. It's as though he's trying to help him survive this round. Ben has to come back with something. Has to get his body weight forward and try and get some leverage into the punch. He's backed up in the ropes, no power.
This man is just remarkable. These first round wins he keeps having. Ben saying, well, I've beaten better men than he hasn't. And he could well do it. It looks, Jim, as though he might have just ridden the storm.
Still shaky, Reg. This kind of punishment takes some time to clear out of your head. They come back with a good shot and actually made McClellan back off there.
That first punch that came was really the small stone of a landslide from McClellan.
He's doing the right thing now, keep close.
That's it, he survived the round anyway. So all bets off on a first round decision. That was what the bookmakers were worried about. I frankly couldn't care less about them. I'm more concerned about them. And they brought in Danny Mancini here, who's very experienced in the corner, to help out with the manager Peter De Freitas and trainer this Kevin Sanders here. And let's have a little nick under that right eye, Jim, that Mancini, the cut man as they call him in the game, is taking care of. That was some round, wasn't it? Totally one-sided, mind you. I mean, Benjamin only got a couple of punches in, really.
The only thing Ben got a chance to display at the edge was his tremendous fighting heart, staying in there when many fighters would have gone out and stayed out. But the punches thankfully weren't landing cleanly on the chin. There were stunning punches to the top and to the side of the head, but not punches on the chin. If those punches had been on the chin, the fight would be over already. Ben out the ring here, so he's entitled to a bit more time to get back in again.
And he wasn't pushed back in, that's against the rule, but I think they've parked the rules at the front gate by the look of it. Round two. Now, can he get that dizziness out? These eyes were in separate orbit at one stage there, Ben. He's a bit of a fussy referee, this European.
Yeah, I think Ben should be thankful for that. His legs still look a little bit unsteady. We'll see if he can get any leverage. That's better. He has to get his body weight forward, get some punches off.
There's the old Dark Destroyer now, getting back to his fighting days. Both these fellas actually were amateur champions of their own country. You'd never believe it the way they're wading in here. They're not trying to baffle each other with science at the moment. It's soft.
This looks better for Ben. He's managing to get body weight forward, get some power into the punches. But McClellan even looks smooth when he's backing off.
See, people always say, and quite rightly, he's a great puncher, but the fellow can box a bit.
That was a good shot from Ben. That was a good left hook. That's exactly what he needs. Get some confidence back into that mind.
This is some comeback in the second round, isn't it? He's complaining about a rabbit blow there on the back of the neck, McClellan.
A good right hand from Ben. See, McClellan does not have a great defence. Ben has to go looking and trying to make the chances.
He had these fights, Jim McClellan, with two of them with Julian Jackson like this, and he came out on top in explosive starts like this.
Well, he does have a good chin, but he does not have a good defence. And he's missing now. Ben getting under the shot.
Crowd roaring now for Ben. That's some comeback. It looked all over, didn't it?
Another good right hand. Ben is getting punches through now, and he's shaking McClellan up. McClellan, no defence.
He's done it before as the underdog. Remember the Aram Barkley fight that we covered on ITV, Jim, and Doug DeWitt. They were favourites to lick him.
McClellan is looking a little bit sloppy in this round, Reg. As though he felt the fight was over.
We don't know anything about stamina, actually, McClellan, because he's never had to go the full distance. It looks as though he's definitely got himself together now, doesn't it, Ben?
Another perfect left hook from Ben.
Well, they said it was going to be explosive. Yes, a wild two, but does that matter? The crowd are really going for this one, and I'm sure you are at home. You've got some sweaty palms around here now, fidgeting around the ringside, and people wondering exactly what's going to happen now. Which one is going to go first? What an atmosphere it is here. Welcome back now. Well, there was in that opening round, it looked as though Ben had more chance of surviving a firing squad than he did McClellan, but he's got over it and he had a good second round. And as Jim Watt was saying, he looked a little bit defensively sloppy there, McClellan.
See, Ben is ducking low as he comes forward, and that's working. McClellan has not landed a decent punch in the second round, and he can't solve this low style of Ben's out. And Ben's coming out of the crouch, and he's landing the shot. Ben has found the perfect answer to McClellan's style. Keep his own chin low and come up from the crouch with hooks.
And he's doing all the things that he promised as well, Ben.
is actually trying to turn boxer here.
Well, if he didn't have any respect for him before the fight, he's got it now.
That's a good right hand.
Yeah, he's got some length in those punches, Jim, too, McClellan. He can hurt from a distance punch.
But Benn's tactics are perfect in the second round and the way he started the third here. Well, he certainly gained McClellan's respect for the punches that he landed in the second round.
And old Frank Bruno's up there giving Nigel all the support he needs. He stood up to shout out there. I think he's had more sweat watching this fight than he could certainly work up against somebody called Marion Shepter Mallet last week. But this fight has certainly made up for it, even if it ends now.
Who would have thought in the first round that Ben would have McClellan backing off in the third? Unbelievable. Ben's head just a little bit high that time. When he keeps it low, bobs and weaves as he goes forward, he's keeping out of trouble.
Oh, he's hitting with that uppercut there.
Suddenly McClellan has to think about defence.
Yeah, turn to southpaw then, Jim, to try and put him off a bit. See, these first round wins that he's had so many of them now, McClellan, it looks like, well, nothing recedes like success because he's got overconfident. But he's still there. Oh dear,
those left hook followed by a good right hand.
Yeah, that long right hand I just said to you, that's the one he hurts with as well.
That's the big difference between the two, the impact of the punches when they land. McClellan's punches are hurting, but Ben's not really getting the same impact.
Oh, they're hurting all right, but not getting him over. He's come back a lot better in this round. And we're in round 4. And certainly the old Royal Fusilier here is showing all the five in spirit, and he's mustered the will both to revive body and spirit after that what could have been a disastrous opener there for Ben. And Mr. McClellan certainly not looking the 3-to-1 on chance.
Well, Ben just wants to keep that head low as he goes forward and come out of the crouch with either right or left hooks. That's what's been working for him in the second and third rounds. He has to keep coming forward. He can't allow McClellan to back him up.
McClellan's never been beyond the 8th round, actually, Jim. Not completed 12, obviously, and Ben has 4 times, but I would still be surprised if it goes that far. We're only in the 4th round. The Super Middleweight Championship, 12 stone. And McClellan came in at 11-11, Ben at 12 stone.
Well, Ben has having no trouble getting the punches home, Reg. McClellan's defence is very sloppy.
And he's certainly given it the old blaster that we saw in the early days of Ben's career when he was really knocking them over, what he used to call the Mexican road sweepers. This fellow's a long way from that.
McClellan still hasn't solved out Ben's style. He's been missing with that straight, long right, and he's not coming back with the left hook, so Ben is keeping out of trouble.
Remember, he was a former WBO and WBC middleweight champion, McClellan. He vacated those championships to come up into the higher division.
I think Ben has shocked McClellan with his punching power and his hat.
Hanging on for dear life there, absolutely. It was like a sailor there, Jim, in a storm, you know, clinging onto the mast. He wouldn't let go of it. All right, it might be a bit scrappy, though. I say they're not battling each other with science particularly, but it's absolutely thrilling stuff, and the East Enders here are really lapping it up. No, they just whisked past it there, Jim. The crowd thought they landed, but the second punch didn't.
But the main thing is Ben's the one exerting the pressure, still pushing McClellan back. See, then he missed again with the right hand, McClellan, but didn't come back with the left hook. I mean, basic boxing tells you miss with the right, come back with the left hook. With this pace alone, Reg, something has got to give.
Fifth round, and Ben's corner, I think we heard him saying the other guy's running out of ideas, which is very possible. First time he's been with a new trainer, Kevin Saunders, and it's coming up for him. As you say, Jim, very few of them get McClellan on this back foot moving off like this.
McClellan is used to bullying people, Reg, and he's not doing that. Quite the opposite. Ben is beginning to bully him, pushing him back, not allowing him the leverage in his punches. Right hand again from Ben.
He's still lethal though, Jim. I mean, Julian Jackson was a real hard puncher. Ask Harold Graham. And McClellan caught up with him in the fifth round.
But Reg, he's not looking sharp in his movements or in his punching.
No, I agree with that. I think at the moment it looks like being Ben's fight. Can you believe this? And there's a scorecard.
My card.
Well, actually, McGuigan's got him the other way around, but it's whichever way you want to pick there, Jim.
No, I think Ben's work rate and his cleaner punching has got him in front. McClellan's been jabbing and trying to keep him off balance. But I like Ben's work far better.
Oh, what a shot
that was a shaky one.
Turn to southpaw again. You see, he's liable to confuse himself as well there, McClellan. It shows a little touch of desperation there. I think he's a bit shocked that this fellow's got a heart as big as a lion anyway, hasn't he? He's worked himself into good shape here, good mental shape, fired up here, Ben. We've seen him come through a few of these in the past.
McClellan's looking a little bit more composed in this round. Still no defence, he's very, very reckless, but looking a bit more composed.
Almost losing the gum shield there as though he's spitting it out, McClellan. Frank standing up, there he is. See, I should imagine with his voice he could hear him all right then.
Ben just beginning to feel the pace a little bit. He's thrown a lot of shots, Reg, missed with a lot. And I think the pace is beginning to tell on him now.
A long time since I've seen Frank Bruno more excited than this, and I hope you all are. I wonder why he's leaving it out of his mouth, the gum chew like that. I think the referee's entitled to tell him put it back. It's obligatory. Oh, there it goes again.
It could be breathing problem, Reg. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a fighter doing that with a gum shield voluntarily. Maybe breathing problems. Maybe he's really gasping for air there. This really is a pace.
Well, we had a build-up for this fight to say it was exclusive and explosive. And I doubt whether people believed us. So, Gary, I think, has got Naseem over there. Let's see what he has to say.
Naz, I don't know how Ben got back into the fight, but what a fight. He looks like he's going to win it now.
It's a great fight for Nigel now. I can see him taking him out, believe me. 2 more rounds. Nigel's looking the stronger fighter now. He's took the punishment. He's coming back with war. He's coming back with punches.
McClellan really isn't used to this sort of fight. He gets them over quickly. Do you think this is now going to be Nigel's advantage?
I think definitely this is Nigel's advantage because, I mean, he's blown himself out basically. He's thrown all the punches, all the bombs he can. Believe me, it's Nigel's night now. Let's get it on, Nigel.
Are you, like the rest of the country, surprised that Nigel's doing so well?
I wasn't surprised because I said to people there might be an upset. And as soon as I got into a place, I felt there might be an upset tonight because Nigel, once he starts knocking good shots out, Nigel takes him out.
Thanks.
Well, there it is, and you can see Naz in action next week on ITV from Edinburgh. So round 6. Looking at those points there, Jim, perhaps Barry McGuigan gave it the 2-pointer in that opening round from the knockdown, and that was...
yeah, that was just about swing it.
We're just about swing it, but all right, well, let's call it level, but I would have leaned now a bit to Ben on the scores.
But what I noticed, Red, there's an awful lot more care and attention in McClellan's boxing in the 5th round here. He's gained Ben's respect. He knows It's going a lot longer than they expected, and he needs some steam. He needs to look after his team.
So he's got him level now, Jim, and the unofficial. 3 judges, Switzerland, Thailand, Mexico, if called upon. I think they might have a superfluous job still. A long way to go yet.
I just think, Reg, with the pace that they're setting, someone has got to go physically, even if they're not knocked out. Sheer exhaustion could decide this fight.
Ben has always said if he takes him a few rounds, he really fancies the job, because there is some doubt really about McClellan's staying power, but it's never really been proven. On the other hand, you know, once he gets past the 8th round, it's unknown territory.
But Ben's still not allowing McClellan to settle. This is what he must do, go making the chances, push him back as much as possible.
No, they're not getting through those punches. They might look from the back of the hall, but they will. He was ducking and diving, to use a Bruno expression, quite well.
As long as Ben stays low, he's normally out of trouble. It's when he leans back, he's taking severe chances.
I think he's almost calling him on there, isn't he, Ben? Do you notice that? Yes, he's looking over to the corner saying, don't worry, I'm okay, I'm in charge, I've got it here. Came in with a new hairstyle. He's had the old woolly hat on, concealing that from us at press conferences. Slipped on the wet there in Ben's corner, McClellan.
Well, Reg, I think we can rate this already as Ben's greatest ever performance, to come off the floor in the first round the way he did and come back in and actually take control of things the way he's doing here.
Against a fighter of this caliber, proven. 3 defences of his championship at middleweight, McClellan. And a Don King favourite. He was certainly looking for him to win.
Ben's legs looking very tired now, Reg. McClellan still just looking a little bit more composed, but he's still being pushed back.
There goes the shield. Yeah,
not surprised.
We've been talking about that. That was a racing certainty. The only bet of the night. I'd have liked that one, that it would come out. And a couple after the bell as well. He's hurt there. And I think Ben knew it. And just took the... well, that's it. Well done, mate. Yeah. He bowed to the Frenchman there. Bit of Euros. I think we should get him on the politics, Jim. I'll get the word out in a minute. I'm so excited with the rest of you. The old-fashioned sawdust bowl. We got the lot here. Well, you would in the old East End, wouldn't you? So there's the gum shield coming out, Jim, in replay.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's been half out for most of the fight. Good left hook. The only slight problem for Ben, his punches are not having the effect you would like to see in McClellan. He's landing good shots. He's landing far better shots. Here's Big Frank getting caught up in the atmosphere and the excitement. But he's landing better punches than McClellan, but they're not having the desired effect.
Good rub down there with Sanders and Mancini and DeFreitas. They must be pleased with their man's night's work. Character there in McClellan's corner called Hyacinth Turnip Speed. Well, American fight games are Klondike for characters anyway.
Well, for sheer excitement, Reg, this one rates with any of the fights I've ever seen in all my years in the fight game.
Yeah, we're not worried about the technical side here too much, Jim, are we? They're both such confident boxers, but they're not bothering with that. They're just throwing bombs at each other.
Ben shaking
back
with
of the
that
head.
shot.
Yeah, he's hit on the back of the head.
See McClellan standing off a little bit, giving himself room to punch. Ben has to get closer.
He loves what he calls a tear-up, Ben, doesn't he? He promised us he would. Oh.
Ben has to get closer. He's given McClellan punching room here.
McClellan's getting a bit irritated as well by the referee getting in there when he thinks he could be unloading punches. And now Mancini's screaming in the corner, and Sanders.
This referee could ruin a good fight, Reg. He wants to get out of there, but he decides that's a low punch. He's given Ben some time to recover.
Been such a pace and such ferocity in the blows, Jim, that it's a noticeable now, just not cruise mode by any means, but by their standards now a little bit slower, isn't it?
Well,
leg-wise anyway.
McClellan is finding a little bit of punching room here. This is better. Ben has to march straight up with that crouch and punch as he comes out of the crouch, but if he stands within punching range, this fella's going to take over.
Just a point about this gum shield, if it went out among the crowd and nobody could find it, if McClellan's corner didn't have a spare, they would actually be disqualified under the new rules.
It's an overhand right again, landing for Ben, but once again, not the effect we'd like to see. Good left hook from Ben.
He's really doing the come on, mate. Anything you can do, I can do better stuff, Ben. Got himself in a great shape. At 31, it's no chicken in the fight game at this weight. That shield will come out again, Jim. I don't know whether it's got to be the breathing problem. Maybe his nose is busted.
Yeah, I think it's trouble with his breathing. I don't think his nose is busted. I just think it's been the pace of the action. The lungs are craving for more oxygen and he's got to open his mouth. That left hook missed. A good shot from Ben, just missed the whisker. See, McClellan's still trying to get a bit more composure into his work.
I saw him in a spar session once with Tommy Hearns in the front gym in Detroit, and they got applause. Can you imagine that at a workout?
That was a tremendous left hook from Ben. Again, when he was in trouble himself, that one really shook McClellan.
Barry McGuigan. McClellan has never gone past 8 rounds. Surely it's going to be a matter of fitness. This pace has been terrific.
Well, Nigel's lateral movement has given him real problems. He's loaded up throughout this fight and they're starting to take his toll on him. He's very fatigued. He looks a lot more tired than Nigel does, but this is all down to who wants it the most, who's the fittest.
There's always a risk with Nigel that he could just get tagged.
Well, there is the risk, but he's finding McClellan much easier to hit now, and also McClellan's finding him more difficult to hit. If McClellan worked the body, he could probably have more success, but he's too tired to be able to think like that.
Looking at those two there, McClellan looks the one distressed.
No doubt about that, and he's more worried than Ben is at this stage.
And working there in McClellan's corner, Ralph Citro, great record compiler in America and one of the most experienced of the cut men. So round 8. I think McGuigan's got it about level. I've got Ben one up, Jim. You?
Yeah, I've got Ben one up too, just in sheer work rate. Although McClellan was a lot more composed.
Yes, he has got it
the
level.
Previous round.
It's still that 2 point in the opening round, probably, that's maybe people think that Ben's a little bit farther ahead. But remember that the judges have to deduct that.
The only thing that worries me in the whole fight is the fact that Ben's getting home with good shots, but they're not troubling McClellan. And in a 12-round fight, that is a severe problem. See, here's McClellan's strength beginning to take over. If McClellan starts backing Nigel up, then we're going to see some serious trouble for Ben.
Yeah, now Don King standing up there to oppose Bruno. Who knows? He might even be the next opponent. He's had some like him.
Ben's too tired now to think about tactics. It's just the sheer heart, the sheer warrior's heart that's keeping him going now. But he must try to keep his body weight forward, keep pushing this fellow back if he can do it.
Still not getting out of the way of punches, McClellan, but I tell you what, Jim, you can't question his heart either. He's taking some tough shots.
No, but Ben should be the one that's the happier of the two. I think McClellan and his people must have thought they'd be sipping champagne already. They would not have believed Nigel Benn would still be here.
No, they obviously turned out to be a bit complacent. He's actually not managed by...
Well, that was a good right-hand lead from McClellan.
Not managed by Don King anymore, by the way. But King is under the King umbrella, as they say, in a promotional sense.
Oh, good right hand again from McClellan.
Oh, he's got him. He's in trouble in the 8th round here. He rolled back from that punch and he was hurt, Ben. Right above us here, Jim. Look at there he goes again. The wounded lion bit again. But he's bang in trouble here.
Legs of Dick Dredge.
He's got to get out of that corner, Jim. He's got to get out of that corner and he won't. But he doesn't mind being in the corner. That was the impetus of missing with the punch. He's got to count there, the referee.
Ben was actually stumbling to the floor of his own accord.
Yeah, I know he was.
The punch landed, so the referee has to call it.
Exactly. Oh dear, that's put him back on the point schedule anyway.
Again, Ben comes back with that left hook. Right hand from Ben.
Well, we kept promoting this fight as being explosive, but I tell you what, we didn't promote it enough.
One
Explosive.
of the few fights, Reg, even better than we anticipated.
Yeah. Punishing, grueling, and I'm hoping now for his sake, Nigel Benn, that round didn't take too much out of him. And there's a rundown, as I said earlier, with the cornermen. But the little bruise under Ben's eye has been taken care of okay. And there you are, this is the other side. With the trainer there as well. Let's have another look at that, Jim.
Well, once again, it's only the sheer heart, courage of Nigel Benn that kept him in the fight. These were the bombs that knocked out Julian Jackson and all the rest on McClellan's record, but Ben has taken them and actually come back with good shots of his own. Tremendous show of courage. This is where his legs actually dipped as though it was all over, and he seemed to stumble forward. I think Ben threw a punch, missed, and he was stumbling. He was going over to the floor of his own accord. See that one? He was falling over, but the punch just sent him over, so the referee had to count.
Yeah, I don't think McClellan can believe...
Oh, tremendous punch.
...that Ben's still there. First time he got into a 9th round in his life, McClellan.
See, Ben's tiring now, Reg, and his chin is up that higher.
He's trying to get his hands up there. They must have warned him, the cornermen there. Tuck the chin down a bit. You're taking chances.
As soon as the fighter's tired, Reg, up comes the chin. That's what's happening to Ben, and that's what's getting him in trouble.
Actually, McClellan, Jim's just giving that little breather that Ben needs.
McClellan is still trying to keep some composure in his boxing. Ben has to drive. He has to do it for everything from his heart.
Oh, he's trying to measure him with that right hand. You watch that? There it is. Just a bit too long.
Okay, there's nothing at all wrong with Gerald McClellan's courage or his chin. He's taken some real shots from Ben.
Yeah, there's the unofficial there by Barry, who's got him 2 points in front. Those knockdowns have done that. I tell you what, he can cancel out all the arrears any time, Ben, once he throws the right leather. They may not travel very far, his punches, but I tell you what, McClellan gets the message. Just puffed under both eyes.
A thumb in the eye, I think, from McClellan.
Oh, yeah, he's complaining there.
Not happy, not happy.
No, he's caught his head, caught him with his head.
Yeah.
Oh, now the crowd don't like this. Penny Mancini screaming at the referee, make him fight on.
This is good news for Ben. This is good news for Ben. McClellan doesn't like it.
Well, Ben always said if he gets in a distance with this guy, we'll find out if he's got it.
Well, big question mark hangs over McClellan now, Reg. When clashes of heads are just expected in boxing, you take them and go on with the job. Lack of professionalism there from Gerald McClellan.
Just rushing in, Ben. It wasn't sort of stand-off, deliberate butt or head of ball or something. Ben still doing what you said, the best thing, Jim, early on, that he keeps ducking below a lot of punches. Yes, of course he's getting caught with plenty.
McClellan's strength is not in his uppercuts, it's the straight punches and his hooks. So if Ben keeps his chin low, he has very little to fear. McClellan does not use uppercuts very often.
Managed to tuck the gum shield back in there too, McClellan, at the end of the 9th. Well, WBC Super Middleweight Championship. They're the two of the cornermen, and as I say, added to that, Hyacinthus turnip speed. There's a name for you. So that little, what I call the doll's house iron, is actually called an end swell that they push against the eye, which is iced up. Let's have a look at this.
Well, in that round, the courage was shown. I mean, that was just a stumble from Ben. It didn't even look to me as though the heads collided. I thought he was actually complaining about a thumb. Yes, he actually did. Yes,
yeah, but it was, you know, it wasn't a butt by any means. He fell.
Wait, right, now listen, he half swallowed it that round. Don't forget the jab. Boom, boom, come on now. 3 rounds to go. You'll be the champion of champions. Come on.
Well, there it is. It's a bit like having Lester Piggott on a classic horse when old Denny Mancini starts shouting at them and getting them home in the last furlong of a fight. 10th round of this scheduled 12 at the 12-stone division. And the 7th defence here by Nigel Benn, former light middleweight champion as well.
Ben's actually looking better here than he was 2 rounds ago. He's got his confidence back again, showing a little feint, pushing McClellan back. That was a good jab from McClellan.
He's blinking a lot, isn't he, Jim? You notice that, McClellan, on the way back? Maybe a mannerism, but I doubt I've never noticed it before in these fights that I've seen. Well, there it is again. He's still got him a couple of points. It's just now what the Swiss, Thailand and Mexico judges think. Referee from France doesn't vote. Oh! Well, you saw that punch coming. The crowd must have seen it coming. They're on their feet. Gerald McClellan didn't see it now. He's got to get up at the 8. There's no 3 knockdown rule, as we told you earlier. If one man goes down in 3 rounds,
bad
3
signs
times.
here from McClellan, Reg. He almost swallowed in the previous round. This is bad. Great signs for Nigel Benn.
This is all heart is won in this fight, Jim. And he's going to do it. He's going to stop him, I tell you that now. This fella doesn't like it the way he's going down. Of course, you're not going to enjoy being hit. But Jim Watt and I, when they go down like that, and he's shaking his head, he's going to count him out, isn't he? He's going to count him out, Jim. He's done him. He's quit. What a fantastic performance. This ring is going to be like the London Underground in the rush hour. Crazy time. What a result for Nigel Benn, and he deserves it. Fought brilliantly, courageously, and he's still the world BC super middleweight champion. Well, it's a long time since we've had excitement like this at a British fight. Now, these were the questions that Nigel was saying. If this guy goes long in the fight, I guarantee I'll stop him. And he knew what he was talking about.
Well, tremendous performance. Even if Ben hadn't won tonight, it was going to go down as his career best performance. Just his sheer courage and the technique and the tactics in his battle. But he's won the fight. He's punched the life right out of Gerald McClellan, the most dangerous man on the planet. And Nigel Benn is still a WBC super middleweight champion.
And that's the border control doctor there in the corner with Gerald McClellan. Just making sure that he's okay. We're still not sure. I mean, obviously the punches do it. We're not hiding that. But there seemed to be another reason, Jim. I said to you seconds before, he's blinking heavily. I haven't seen that before.
Now, I think it was a heart problem, Reg. I'm not doubting McClellan's courage, but he decided the first time he went on the floor, it was the same punches that's been taken all night long, but suddenly the chin could still take the punches, but the heart could not. Down he went, head as clear as a bell, eyes as clear as a bell, nothing wrong with him, apart from the fact that that punch in the jaw had an effect on his heart. We can't question the man's courage with the punches he's taken leading up to this particular round, but Nigel Benn has just punched the fight right out of Gerald McClellan here.
In the fight trade, this is one of the biggest upsets for many years, I promise you that.
Well, especially the start Ben had. I mean, very few fighters have come back. But is it a case of, once again, of the bully, when the tables are turned, not used to taking the punishment and can't do it? But what a tremendous performance and a tremendous finish from him. See, once again, not a devastating knockdown. McClellan has decided to go on the floor, looked at the referee and just stayed there. So, in effect, it's actually a retirement from Gerald McClellan. On his knees for the finish. See, Ben still plenty of heart, plenty of fight. Everything Ben has, he dishes out, never quits. But here we see Gerald McClellan actually quitting.
Well, that's what they call punching the life out of you. And he's lying on the floor now, McClellan, Jim. Now he's got to get the stewards and the security boys have got to get everybody out of the way. That's the border control doctor there.
I think this could be exhaustion, Gerard, with a bit of dehydration. I don't think it's the punches that he's taken. It will certainly take him off the hospital overnight.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's hope he's going to be okay. Ben doesn't realise it yet, by the way, while he's doing this, and I'm sure that at least he would go over there. But we're nearly ready, I think, for Gary to try and get hold of him now and explain what's happening. Over to Gary.
Nigel, that not only was your greatest ever performance, that was one of the great boxing performances of all time in this country.
Yeah, well, everyone, all you lot were cheering him up, giving it this, giving it that. I knew he wouldn't be able to go the distance. I'm not... Yeah.
Nigel.
No, you listen to me. I'd like to thank my trainer, Kevin Saunders. Everyone's saying, oh, we ain't going nowhere about Jimmy Tibb. Proved it wrong. And not only that, the person I'd like to thank most of all is Paul McKenna, who hypnotised me and made me believe in myself. I don't care what I know. You listen to me. I'm always listening to you. No.
Can I talk about the fight? Because it was a fabulous performance, Nigel. In the first round,
and thanks to my manager, Peter.
Mike McClellan is very badly hurt, actually. They've got a stretcher in here, Nigel. McClellan, sorry. Mike McClellan is very badly hurt. So let's just move away a second to give Mike a bit of a chance. Nigel, in the first round, Gerald McClellan, sorry, getting confused here. In the first round, actually, I had to help push you back in there. I had to help push you back in there. The first round, you were in a lot of trouble.
They brought him over here to bash me up, mate. Let me tell you that now. I'm saying what I want to say. They only brought in here to try and bash me up, mate. No chance.
Bill Celtic, can you just get out of the way so we can see? That's it. Can I just, Nigel, talk about that performance? It was sheer guts on your part to get back in there after the first round.
I don't care if he knocked me down, I was ready to go with him. Whatever he wanted to do, I was ready to match him. All the way, mate, all the way. Now you might start believing in the Dark Destroyer. Start believing I'm #1, second to no one. The other person I'd like made a believer out of me.
Okay, we're going to wrap this interview because we have a serious problem in the ring here, Jim, with Gerald McClellan. We have a serious problem with Jim McClellan. Jim Rosenthal.
Yes, of course, that is a very worrying aspect of this fight. Gerald McClellan continues to receive attention in the ring there. And we, of course, and everybody here, I'm sure, can only hope that the challenger makes a complete recovery.
Take Gerald McClellan through this aisle. Please clear the aisles, assistants.
We have a program just after midnight tonight, and of course we will give you the very latest details on the situation here. We all hope Gerald McClellan will be fully recovered by then. But what a performance by this man, Nigel Benn, and that is a very worrying sight indeed. And concern spreading around this arena. Really, it's been a wonderful performance by this fella. You can't take it away from him. What Nigel Benn has done here tonight, he has proved everybody wrong. And he has done it showing unbelievable fighting heart. And of course, we're back after midnight tonight. Lloyd Hunnigan.
And then 8 stone, 9 pound, 10 ounces.
Well, it's appropriate that a man who's going to Buckingham Palace on Tuesday to collect his OBE should be talking about a prince. It's Reggie Guthridge, alongside him his old sparring partner Jim Watt. Reggie, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Jim. I'll try and doff the topper the next time I see you. I don't think I'll get mixed up with the princes here in any way. Well, I tell you, he's coming with his shorts that look like a skirt, the leopard thongs he calls them. It's just an incredible, the way that the public have now taken to this fella. He got a big hand at ringside in London last week. The Scots have really taken to him because he looked the business when he fought in Glasgow. Now, the problem is here, Jim, we don't know enough about. We know the record, which is very substantial, and the fact that he's never been knocked over, Liendo. But we don't really know what... A fellow from Zambia he defeated for the WBC International title. That's not the full one, it's the second one to it, and didn't bother to defend it. Paul Kooma, a Zambian. You see what I'm saying? They're already the Scots have taken to this fellow. He gives him a bit of entertainment, but it now looks as though he can not only back up his boast, the lad can fight. He's only 21 recently. Changing stance. The thing about Liendo, when he weighed in, Hamid's manager Brendan Ingle said, well, there's no marks on him, so he doesn't get knocked around at all. Very clean cut looking.
Yeah, the fact that he fights so often, Reg, suggests that he doesn't get involved in wars, so he's probably fairly elusive with a good defence. That was a good little start. He caught Naz with a couple of decent shots, but Naz will make him pay for that, as he has done already.
Well, most people are saying what's going to happen when somebody hits him, Jim, but when he boxes in the gymnasium against people much heavier than him, he takes some good shots, never complains. I think he does absorb a good punch, but then again, we've got to find out, and I don't know whether this fella's capable of it or not.
Well, he's not a big puncher, Liendo, but I get the impression that Naz has great natural strength. I don't really see any problems when eventually he takes a solid shot in the chin. Really, he looks to have everything. You're not 100% sure until you see him do it at the top level, but he really looks as though he has the business.
He's given up the European Bantamweight Championship. That's the 8-stone 6 division. And, well, that's always difficult to do that, but he just doesn't want to sweat down, he says, to that weight anymore. He's now 8-stone 10. He weighs a few ounces under that for this. And Liendo was 8-stone 10.
Well, if the first round is anything to go by, at least it looks like Liendo's going to give him a test, far better than his previous opponent. And that was a lovely shot. That was a bone shaker, that one. That was a lovely uppercut lead from Hamed.
Yeah, as you say, the Argentinian's going to make him fight by the look of it. But we'll see how durable he is against Hamed, who's made fairly decent fighters look very ordinary with his style and with his punch power. We've been talking about round 3. In fact, 10 minutes ago, I happened to be walking past him, keeping my distance. He said, you watch for round 3. But I think he wouldn't have minded being in the opening round then when he let that punch go. Looking all casual as he always does. Another day at the office, isn't it, for Hamed, who is former boxer Brendan Ingle said he's been doing that since he was a kid in the gymnasium. He's in love with the business, loves it. Now, devout Muslim, and he actually visited London Hospital. He obviously couldn't see Gerald McClellan, but wanted to pay respects to his family, he said. Very clean living guy, so there's not too much to worry about that, and very disciplined. Jim, let's have another look at it in super slow motion.
Yeah, but just start from Liendo with that uppercut. Bang, look at that, right through the guard, a beautiful punch. But full credit to Liendo, he tried to come back with a punch of his own, but from that point on, he was looking very cagey, very careful.
Well, he's had a good chance to look at him now. Liendo knows what he's got to face. Referee Daniel van der Eyl from Belgium, who refereed a Robbie Regan fight in Cardiff not so long ago. Apart from these sort of Cobra-like skills that he's got, Naseem, Jim, he's physically well built, isn't he, for an 8-stone 10 fighter?
Yeah, he's got very strong legs. That's one of the reasons I believe he'll come up at least a couple of weight divisions. Very strong looking legs, and that's obviously where his punching power comes from. Although he doesn't have to be set to get power into his punches, he seems to be able to do that from all angles. Well, up until now, Liendo looks at a worthy opponent.
Oh, what a left hook. He's got no control of his feet. I mean, he really planted that with a champion's skill there. And he's going to stop this by the look of it, the Belgian referee, because this fellow's legs have stiffened on him.
Now the referee should stop that, Reg.
Yeah, he's over.
That's the last thing we want. That was unnecessary, that last punch, totally unnecessary. That is the last thing we wanted to see tonight. He had nothing left. That left hook finished him off completely. I don't know why the referee ordered the box on there.
Well, at least he's calming down anyway. Ahmed, he's learned that lesson, which Ben didn't seem to realise, actually, in fairness to him, that McClellan was on the deck like that and in dire trouble. But meanwhile, the doctors obviously won't let this fellow stand up until he's capable of doing it. That's a standard regulation anyway.
Yeah, they're speaking to him, thankfully. He's responding all right, but it's the last thing we needed tonight, Reg. That last punch was totally unnecessary.
See, he won 8 out of 9 last year, Jim. As I say, I can't tell you the true strength of the opposition. That was what was...
But Reg, that was a perfect left hook.
Yeah,
that you could see the impact of the punch, man. That was a perfect punch. That would have knocked out any super bantamweight, Reg. That was a beauty. That's actually the strongest punch I've seen Ahmed deliver.
So meanwhile now we've got to wait for this lad, we hope now, to come round in 2 weeks. And yes, he's getting up now. That's a good sign. He just banged his head on the floor, and the master of ceremony is getting a stool for him to sit on right away. Yes, he can get back to the corner, but he's lost the feel in his legs altogether, Jim. Is that what happens? I mean, I don't think you were ever quite in that condition as a boxer. What happens?
No, I was never knocked out. I don't believe I was ever hit as hard as that, thankfully. It was a perfect punch, Reg. I just wish that had been the last one that he took. I mean, Ahmed, lovely balance, lovely move. Just saw his chance. Bang, look at that. Let's see the way the head's gone. Down he goes, legs all over the place. Try to come back up again. That's a sign of the courage of the man. But that's the way. He was actually heading over anyway. That punch just knocked him over. Thankfully, that wasn't a hard punch.
When he got up, Jim, I was saying that I think the referee's going to stop this. I thought he was going to count him out because he wasn't in a position to totally defend himself.
I mean, that really was a bleacher of a punch.
Yeah, Hamid knew it.
The end of it. See, he's up, he's looking. Now, Curry's got another left hook. Bang, and he went down heavily from that one because his legs weren't supporting him. His reflexes weren't what they should have been, and he went down heavily.
Well, he's had the good sense not to dance around and make too much fuss after the contest, Ahmed. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say, but he's making sure now that the Argentinian will leave the ring okay. Yeah, it looks as though he's going to be okay here. Now, there it is. So fair dues. Oh well, that's a big relief, isn't it? Certainly for the boxer and all of us to see that he's going to come through okay. And to be fair to Ahmed, is paying him the respect that this fellow's due. First time in 51 fights this was that he's been counted out or stopped or both. Well, he's now looking to fight Wilfredo Vasquez, a Puerto Rican, who says, yes, I'll come and fight him, unless Ahmed thinks he needs a little bit more experience. Remember, he hasn't been beyond the 6th round yet. He scored now 28 knockdowns, not knockouts. So quite rightly now, the corner and the boxing board's medical supervisors are saying to the endo, stay there until we're ready to okay that you can get out the ring. And the doctor's also having a check on Ahmed. It's just formality, but I think Gary Newburn's got Ahmed ready to talk.
Naz, the first most important thing in the week we've had is that Dr. Alistair Howie says that your opponent is perfectly all right. He has recovered from that.
Great, I'm really concerned about my opponent's all right, but I'd just like to dedicate this fight to Gerald McClellan on a full recovery, hopefully. So I'm praying for him, and everybody I know is praying for him, so hopefully he'll recover well. That's to Gerald McClellan.
Well, I know it wasn't on your mind before the fight, but it's good that everybody's conscious of what has happened now. Let's concentrate on the fight now, and that is the best punch I've ever seen you throw, the left hook that put him down first time.
Now I can tell you my power is extraordinary. I was just lining him up there. I knew he's dropped his hand. The hook is coming up now. Look, it's just there. Oh, what a beautiful shot.
I think the referee should have stopped it then.
Definitely, I thought he should have stepped in there because this hook here was just awesome. It was just there. I mean, the shot was just a great shot and it took him out completely. I just hope he's nice and safe and everything's great. We don't want any other episodes like the other night.
Was there a worry for you then when you had to throw that second punch?
No, there wasn't a worry. I know basically I wasn't going to hit him that hard to damage him like Gerald McClellan. I'm all right.
Right, let's have the final word with the promoter, Frank Warren. Frank, when is this world title fight going to happen?
We're working on it. At the moment tonight, the WBA have got a dinner in Atlantic City, and Vasquez is supposed to have a purse offer going against his mandatory challenger. We've offered the mandatory challenger quite a bit of money to step aside, and I'm waiting some news from Atlantic City tonight.
What do you think will happen? Do you think it'll be on this fight?
I think we've got a 50-50 chance of getting it. The worst way, Naz will get the winner.
Thank you very much, Naz. A fantastic punch. All's well that ends well. Well done. Another great night for you.
Well done. Later.
Thank you, Gary.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Gene Glenn, scores about 118-112, Chris Eubank. Judge at ringside, Roy Francis, scores about 117-114, Ray Close.
What a piece so far.
Judge at ringside, Mark Sammartino, scores about 105-104 in favor of the winner and still champion, Chris
Eubank's got it. Eubank has got it. So, Roy Francis, the British judge, gave it by a big 3 points to Close. One judge gave it by a big 6 points to Eubank. And the decisive one.
Well,
but I'm not sure about this scoring, though. This makes no sense to me.
I don't even understand that last day's scoring. I don't know, 105, 104.
That makes no sense.
Talking about we're scoring out of 120 points maximum for a 12-round fight. I don't know where that scoring comes from.
That makes no sense to me at all. I thought I'd misheard that 105, 104. Let's have a word with Gary Newbon. Go on, Jim.
Well, certainly that last score makes no sense whatsoever. You have 120 points maximum if you win every round. How can it be 105? It could be 115, 114, but not 105, 104. So we certainly have some problems here.
Yes, it seems to me that one of the judges, I think it's Sammartino, Clark Sammartino, the facial surgeon from Providence, Rhode Island, has left a round out there. Or has only scored, or perhaps it's down to the supervisor. I don't know, Jim.
I don't know what's going on here. There's certainly a problem.
Okay, perhaps we can now hear Gary Newbon. He's with Frank Warren.
Well, Frank, just a few seconds ago before we were able to talk to you, I did tell you it can't be 105.
No, apparently I just asked the Simon Block. He said it's 115, 114.
Oh, well, that's a bit different.
It's a lot different. But let me tell you, have you ever seen such a disparity of scoring a game? It's crazy. This poster scores. That was wrong. Great close.
Okay.
The WBO should be barred from boxers.
Why? Why?
Because they came already with the decision made before they got here.
Well, that's a bit strong. I'm not sure about that. Let's try and get one of the boxers over. Can we get Chris Eubank over here, Frank, please?
Well, we'll have a word with Chris Eubank in a minute with Gary.